Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker, and I also, of course, welcome the Climate Assembly's report and its 14 recommendations on aviation. And as my honourable friend from Brent North said, this was a People's Assembly, not a politicians' assembly, and that's why its recommendations are so powerful. It's also a pleasure to follow the honourable member for Bexhill and also my honourable friend from Nottingham South, the chair and the former chair of the Transport Select Committee on which I sit. And it's for that, and also because I represent a constituency adjacent to Heathrow, I was particularly interested in the chapter on aviation. Now, the impact of COVID, going back to the other key topic at the moment, has been devastating for my communities, affecting up to 1 in 3 households. So we are seeking support from government for aviation communities right now. But this support could go hand in hand with actions on the climate crisis, because air travel accounts for 22% of the UK's total greenhouse gas emissions and 7% of the UK's total emissions, and that proportion is growing. Now, unlike other countries such as France and Austria, the UK didn't provide sector-specific support for aviation, COVID sector-specific support for aviation. And so, to date, the government has missed the chance to impose conditions and therefore help introduce changes on climate emissions. Such conditions would not only have helped support work to address our zero emissions target, but would have helped aviation communities such as mine. Now, I do believe the government should look at the emissions from international aviation and shipping and include them in the Climate Change Act. Also, that the Climate Change Committee have called for the government to formally include these emissions. So doing so would really show the UK's leadership on this issue and set a clear policy framework around emissions and give a clear path to the future. And this would also help to boost investment in carbon-saving technology in the aviation sector. Now, mention has been made already in this debate about the Prime Minister's 10-point plan for the green industrial revolution. I don't feel, however, that it goes far enough. For instance, mention has been made of the Jet Zero Council, led by industry leaders. But to date, industry on its own has missed targets, such as the target to get 10% of fuels from sustainable fuel sources by 2020. So with the scale of the crisis facing our planet and with the rapid need to make urgent changes, we can't afford to just create more grandiose councils. We need action and leadership from government. Now, I'm going to address 2 specific aviation issues. On surface transport, we really need the government to put their money where their mouth is on the western and the southern rail links into Heathrow to get more cars off the road and encourage sustainable transport. We need to require airports to take action on airside vehicles, from coaches to ramps to luggage transport to pushback tugs. And in the air, of course, we need the government to really fund research into zero-emission planes and also to level the price differentials between plane and train journeys to the same destinations. In conclusion, Madam Deputy Speaker, I welcome the work the government has done to support walking and cycling, which helps to cut our personal climate emissions. But I look forward to hearing the government's response to the Climate Assembly recommendations on aviation. Thank you.